Hi everyone, it's Jackie, and it's been a while since I've done an update. It's probably been about close to 3 weeks now, so I'm sorry for that. But we've nothing really much has happened since in the past 3 weeks up until this last Friday on the 6th of November. So let me just give you a little bit of an update of what's been happening in the last 2 weeks. So last 2 weeks we've been doing Lupron injections. That hasn't changed. That didn't change until the last day of my Lupron was on the 1st of November. So I'm sorry if I'm going to keep on looking down. I have papers here that I'm going to be referencing. So I've been on estrogen patches as well. We started with 1 patch at a time, and then we went to 2 patches, and then 4 patches, back down to 2 patches. So it's been crazy with the patches, but it's been working good. They're not uncomfortable. They leave the sticky residue, but we've come to the conclusion that acetone removes it really nicely. So that's what we've been doing to remove the estrogen glue, that the residue there. I've also been, like I said, on Lupron for 10 units every day up until the 1st. And then also on baby aspirin and prenatal vitamins as well. I'm still on the prenatal and I'm still on the baby aspirin. Lupron is done. I'm still on the estrogen patches. And I've also started now the Crinon gel, which is a vaginal gel for progesterone. So that works pretty much nicer for me. I like it better than the suppositories that I was using. I told that to my doctor as well, and she was like, really? A lot of people like the suppositories better than the gel? And I was like, I like the gel better. It's just easier for me. So that's what we've been doing. We went on vacation as well, so it was a challenge doing all my medications while I'm on vacation, so it didn't really feel like a vacation in that aspect. But hey, whatever it takes to have a baby. So let's fast forward now until from November the 4th. I went for my blood work while I was on vacation in Orlando for my estrogen and my progesterone levels, and everything looks awesome. So they said, okay, well, your go ahead is for Friday the 6th, and that's when you will be doing your transfer. I was like, awesome. So we went ahead and she said, continue doing everything. Everything looks good. And we went ahead, and on the morning of the 6th, we went ahead and did our transfer. We did thaw out 2 of our embryos, the only 2 that we had, and we were going to do those for transfer. And when we got to the office, everyone was super nice. They did more blood work for me to check all my levels again, just to make sure everything was good. Everything was fine. They prepared our suite for us, which I will have a video of that at the end of this clip. Suite was very nice. I had a couch, had the bed for me to lay down in, of course. Had all the medical equipment there, the ultrasound machine. So it was really nice. It felt really comfortable. It was really cold in there too. Even the doctor said it was cold. So for that day of transfer, I didn't have to do the Crinon gel. They told us to do that after the transfer. So when we got there, the doctor had asked if we had any questions. If we understand the risk of multiples. We said yes, we do understand that. They made us sign a whole paper initialing that we do understand that, and the risk and everything, and what we need to do if there are more than 3 babies, of course, which I've talked about in one of my other videos about selective reduction, but that's another situation. We'll see what happens if we have to cross that bridge. So she showed us pictures of our little embryos, and there they are. So the top 2 here are our girls. This is before, right after the thawing. So it's a little shriveled up, and this is the boy here. So you can see he's a little shriveled up, little raisins looks like. And this is right before the transfer. So they expanded nicely back into their normal, I guess, molecular level. The boy was actually hatching already. He's graded 5 BB, and our girl was a full blast. She's actually a grade 3 BC, as you can see right here. So that is their pictures. So we were really excited to see them beforehand, and the doctor was like, They look great. They expanded nicely after the thawing. My biggest fear in this whole process was getting the phone call before we got to the office, or while we were there at the office, saying that the embryos didn't make it for thawing. And I was really worried about the girl embryo, being that she was much farther behind than the boy, but you know, thank God, knocking on some wood, that everything worked out well in that aspect. So the doctor's like, okay, are you ready? I was like, yes, we're ready. So she went ahead and she tested putting in a catheter into my uterus just to see how it went, how it feels, if she was able to get a easy access. So it was like a dummy catheter that went in, and she couldn't get it with the one size that she tried, so she got the nurse to give her a different one. They tried that one, it went in pretty well, so she went ahead and put that in. And then the embryologist came in with the embryos in another catheter, and they went ahead and they stuck that catheter into the one that the doctor had already put into me, injected the embryos in, and that was it. It was so fast. It was less than 10 minutes and we were done. The embryologist took the catheter back out into the lab to check to make sure that the embryos weren't left inside. And he came back into the room and said, thumbs up, everything's good, they're in there. And we're like, woohoo! So it was very exciting. After that, she said, okay, you just got to lay here for an hour, and if you need anything, let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. So we just laid there for an hour. I kept on staring at the pictures. We looked at the report. The report, here's the embryo report. It talks about all the different days and where they were. So on day 1, which was on the 1st of August, because we did a retrieval on July 31st. So August 1st, they were 2 p.m., both of them, whatever that means. I'm not even sure what that means. On day 3, they were both at a stage, it doesn't say what the stage number is, but it says greater than 8 cells. So that's a good thing. And then on day 5, which would be August 5th, they were both graded as a 1db, both of them as early blast. And then on day 6, which is when they were frozen, the girl was a 3bc and a boy was a 5bb hatching blast. So it was pretty cool. And like I said, it has all the information and the embryologist as well, his information. What was our disposition? Of course, it was transfer. So that was really awesome stuff, and really enjoyed it. The embryologist actually came back into the room while we were laying there for an hour, and he said, you know, I was really worried when we went ahead and, you know, thawed out these embryos, because they didn't look that great going into this, but he said after they thawed and he analyzed them and he looked at them, that he was really pleased of how they expanded again, and how good they were doing, and they were already, you know, doing their thing, I guess, in dividing or whatever it is that they do, and whatever it is that they do after the thawing. So it was pretty good. It made me feel really good about it. Danny felt really good about that as well. So overall, I'm really pleased. So yesterday was 1 day past a 6-day transfer. So that was 24 hours. We had to do 48 hours bed rest. So yesterday was 24 hours post-transfer. So it was 1 day, like I said, 1 day past the 6-day transfer. And pretty much all day sat on the couch and watched movies, catching up on a movie marathon, I guess you could say. And didn't really feel anything. Felt like little twinges here and there, and when I say twinges, it means like if you were to press yourself and then let go, it's just like little pulses, I guess you could say. I don't know. Could be my imagination. I don't know what it is. At the end of the day, in the nighttime, did feel like a little cramping, I don't know. It's really weird describing all these feelings. But like I said, I don't think it's anything major. It could be my imagination. I don't know. But today is actually 2 days past a 6-day transfer, which puts us at the 11th of November. So 2 days. Today, not really feeling anything either. Normal, I guess you could say. Everybody's been asking me, how you feel? I'm like, normal. I don't know how else to feel. The only symptom, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, which I'm pretty sure might have something to do with it is that I have had some really bad acne. I don't know if you can see, but right here, right here, right here, and here. I'm not typically one to have a lot of acne. I did when I was a teenager, but all of a sudden, since our transfer, all of this is happening. So maybe that's a good sign. I hope. Crossing fingers. So what does my day look like today? More movies. Just gonna chill in the house. Tomorrow I go back to work after a week of being on vacation. So we'll see how that goes as well. I'm still on the estrogen patches. I'm still, like I said, on the Crinon gel and taking baby aspirin as well as prenatal vitamins, as well as my metformin as well. Doctor said that was fine. We talked about me doing a flu shot, if that was safe or not. She says, yes, I could do it if I wanted to now or wait until I have a positive pregnancy test. So I think I'll just wait for then because I'm not typically one to normally get a flu shot. So I don't want to jeopardize anything at the moment. Although they say that getting the flu shot is good for your baby as well. I do have a little bit of a cold as well. A lot of congestion, especially in my nose as well. So we'll see what happens. And my pregnancy test will be on November the 15th, which will be in a week from today. I can't believe it's a week already. What am I gonna test? Let's see. I think I will probably do pregnancy test at home starting tomorrow. It'll be still too early, I think, 3 days past the 6-day transfer. A lot of people I see online, they're getting their positive betas at 4 days past a 5-day transfer. So who knows? But I'll test. I don't want to give my hopes up, but I want to have something that I could celebrate before my beta, because my beta's on a Sunday and then it takes them a while to get the results as well that day. Sometimes they'll call me that day, maybe they'll call me the next day, who knows, but we'll try it out. I have a whole bunch of pregnancy tests from when we were doing IUI and testing out triggers, so I guess I could just do that. But I guess that's it. No really big updates besides the transfer, but I will definitely be keeping you guys more posted on what's happening as the days progress. I'll let you know if I have any symptoms, if anything shows up, if I feel anything. So that's it for now. At the end of this, I'll go ahead and show you some video of the doctor's office when we got there to do the transfer. Okay guys, so we're here on transfer day. I got my nice warmy toasty fuzzy socks. And we have a nice little suite here. All the mechanisms. It's pretty nice in here. Window. And Danny has a nice couch.
Supposed to say the mirror, this and that, and saying husband and wife.
And we're gonna have 2 little babies and me. So excited. Alright guys, so hopefully we can get some more video. Bye.